85% of people prefer text over email and phone calls because they want to engage in a conversation. All text messaging is not equal. Customers respond to people, not bots. Be more like people and start having conversations that end in conversions. Use Scipio.
It is almost a new year, Andre.
It is.
2021, finally.
Yeah.
Kick that year to the curb.
New Year's resolutions?
I do. I have some podcast ones. You know,
listeners don't want to hear about how we're going to grow the podcast next year.
We want to get more swag, right?
Yes.
I'd like to go golfing more this next year. What? That's
for people who can't see this, which is everyone.
The huge eye
I just
roll.
made literally an enormous eye roll. I just think that's like such a lame. A New Year's resolution should be something that like is aspirational.
Yeah.
I want to golf more.
Yeah, but it's like a hobby. It's like going out more.
Okay.
No.
I want to watch more TV next year.
It's not the same.
It is the same.
So I did a no caffeine November recently, and I was Diego
just laughed.
And I was really hoping I'd come out of that and be like, oh man, I should do that again.
No.
Not at all. It made almost no impact in my life.
Really?
Like I had a couple cheat days, but
you weren't like, wow, I'm so much
nothing.
more
I was like,
alert.
I could feel no noticeable change in my life.
Yeah.
No caffeine November for 4 days.
No, that's not true.
He wasn't drinking caffeine on the podcast.
No, I had a couple cheat days, but for the most part, I would say 25 out of 30 days. Anyway.
How hot is my Twitter? My Twitter is quite hot.
Your Twitter is hot these days.
Like I frequently, for things that don't follow me on Twitter, frequently people are like, wow, you have an extremely underrated Twitter.
That's true. Yeah. Steve, you should go, if you don't follow me or Andre, but especially Andre.
Especially me.
At Andre Washington.
At Andre Wash Zero.
You got to work on that handle. That's for sure. Yeah. It's Andre Wash Zero. Speaking of which, you on your podcast, you just discovered a new game you were playing.
On my podcast?
Or sorry, on your Twitter.
Yes.
Where you were assigning yourself and Abe and your cats characters in movies and other properties. Did you want to see if you could do that to us here on the podcast?
So it's hard because there are 4 members of my family, 2 feline, 2 human. But I would say that I'm me. Abe is non-existent.
Okay.
But then Toby and Lucy, between Diego and Scott, it's got to be Toby is Scott and Lucy is Diego.
Nice.
You have to know my cat's personalities, which they have very distinct personalities.
We'll put some videos up on the Instagram.
Toby is a little more dog-like. Lucy is a little more cat-like.
Now, on the pod itself, let's say we're going to say something easy. Harry Potter. The 3 of us. Who's who?
Gosh. I'm Hermione. I'm always Hermione. In any group of people, I'm Hermione.
Have you played Battle for Hogwarts, the board game?
No.
No, we should play that.
Is it fun?
It's super fun. And you get to pick your character. It's a team building, a team activity, whatever.
Okay, I like that. But anyway, I'm Hermione. Scott is Ron.
Oh, Ron.
Diego's Dobby.
I would have taken Crab over Ron.
Crab? You don't like Ron?
I feel like I identify with the Slytherin class.
Really?
Uh-huh.
You're not a Slytherin. You're a Gryffindor for sure.
You think so?
I do think so.
Well,
when have you ever done anything Slytherin-like in your whole life? What a ridiculous thing to say, honestly.
I feel like Slytherins are...
I've known you a decent amount of time now.
I know.
And I've never seen you do anything like conniving or backhanded.
Here's the thing.
Secretly evil.
I have a whole diatribe about Slytherin, and I think they were written incorrectly.
I agree. I think anybody with a brain could be like, wow, Slytherins are just so clearly the bad guys.
So
across the board, people are like, yeah, they're just like, they'll do anything for ambition or do anything for success.
Right.
They're like a little bit self-centered. I don't know. These are just traits of Slytherins.
I just think that Slytherins are, to me, their core attribute is actually strategy and less boldness. A Gryffindor would like hop into foolhardy hop into something, whereas a Slytherin's like a little more tactical. And they will cut some corners and they will cheat. They're not afraid to take a 500 from the Monopoly bin without anybody looking. If they get caught, they're like, hey, you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's their but I don't think they're.
And that's you. You're the type that cheats.
I am somebody who has historically, if I could find a way to get an advantage, I'll look for one.
Huh.
I have some Slytherin, but I think they're misunderstood. I think
No,
Slytherin,
I agree that they're misunderstood.
like people think, oh, Slytherin, they're the bad ones.
and I
Gryffindor are
agree
the good
with,
ones.
with your take also. I just don't see that in you.
Sure. We got a whole new year of podcasting out. You'll see some Slytherin come out.
I guess we'll see.
Speaking of which, maybe we should start a podcast.
Let's do it.
You're a thief and a liar.
I only lied about being a thief.
Steal.
Lie.
We're gonna steal the ship.
Commandant, Lord Lieutenant.
An idea that is fully formed, fully understood, that sticks.
Will someone like you to steal?
Ideas are bulletproof.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
Steal this idea.
Hello again, thieves.
I want to say something funny, which is that thieves that don't really know our podcast setup, the way that we record the podcast, it's essentially a live take, which is to say that we actually press a button on the machine that plays the music, and then we're all just like quiet for 30 seconds while it plays. I mean, we're muted most of the time.
Yeah.
So we weren't really quiet, but I think it's funny that every single time the intro comes on, it's like everybody's chugging their drink to get ready for the show.
Gotta down some energy drink while we still can.
But this is Steal This Idea.
So this is the only podcast where every week we give out $1 million business ideas for you to steal.
That's right.
Every single week.
We didn't do the thing we're supposed to do also.
Which
We're like, hello again, thieves. And I'm like, we're back.
Well, yeah, you
Because I know I interrupted it, but now I feel like thieves are going to be like, wait, what's going on?
Hello again, thieves.
We're back.
We are back. Feels a lot better.
What's in store?
Today, we've got 2 good workshop this ideas. I've got an idea that I think will either be the next big thing or you will shoot it dead in the water. And I don't actually know I honestly don't know what direction it's going to go. It's either unbelievably genius or so stupid.
Okay.
And you'll know either way.
So funny. So funny. I hate to call back to previous episodes every single time, but anybody who listens to the show knows that Scott says this every time he has a really good idea. And I'm really quiet and I'm like, that's a brilliant thing.
No, I actually am. I'm really interested to see what holes you poke in this.
Cool.
Andre, also you have a workshop this idea as well.
I do.
Which we're going to bring. And then we're going to end with a little bit of mailbag. And before we do that, thieves, it's time for a little good idea, bad idea. What is good idea, bad idea, Andre?
Good idea, bad idea is the segment of the show where Scott and I crawl our Instagram, Facebook, and everywhere in between feeds to see what's getting advertised to us. And then we bring it to the show and we say, is that a good idea or a bad idea? Scott, I'll go first.
Okay.
Ourfabric.com.
Is this the one you're excited about?
This is the one I'm excited about. It's FABRIQ for thieves that want to look it up at home. And it says, get intentional about relationships. And essentially what it is, an app to manage all of your social friendships. And the home screen comes up and it shows all of the little pictures of your friends with red circles or green circles around them to indicate how strong your friendship is. And you go into the app and you log connections and you say, okay, I talked to them on the phone, or I texted them, or I talked to them, and then you rate if it was a good conversation or a bad conversation. And the idea is that you should get intentional about maintaining your relationships by downloading the Fabric app and tracking your relationships in it. Is this a good idea or a bad idea?
Man, what a fascinating idea for a company.
Gut reaction.
Gut, I would say bad idea.
Horrible idea. I think that this is insanity.
Yeah. I'm trying to get into the headspace because I do, as you first started to explain it before it really crystallized, I was like, oh, maybe. Mm-hmm. And then as it came through, I was like, no.
I don't think so. I think what a concept that I believe in is that you should think consciously about like the friendships that you maintain and think to text people and to try and reach out to them and to get together more and just be more deliberate in your friendships.
Yeah.
The part that I don't like about it is this really like CRM database quality app.
That's the worst part of it, honestly.
Yeah. Where you're like going in and you can look at the timeline and see all the emails and calls and texts you shared.
Log the call.
It just is so much.
Oh, I got to log a call. How was that call? Good or bad? Tell us more about it. It's like, I would rather kill myself than do that.
Dirty. But what I would be interested in is, so Notion is like this really popular, like internal notebook type app that's going around in tech circles.
Uh-huh.
And people build templates for it and all that. And it's like a Notion template that was like around keeping up with your friends, or like a bullet journal template. Like those are ideas that are good if you want to get into the space of intentional friendships or being better at maintaining your relationships with others. But this like really scientific
Yeah.
dirty feeling app is just not it.
Okay, let me improve this app in a couple ways.
Go ahead.
So one, so as I look on the screen here, there's a little animation kind of cycling through different pages of the app. And you're right. Easily the worst part of this is the manual logging entry. It just seems so stupid. Yeah. I don't even know what type of person is like that guy who's like, I'm going to log every one of my calls. Insane to me. However, there's one screen it shows about 10 people scattered on a little screen, and it has a little like health score. It's they're a red, they're a yellow, they're an orange, or a green. There's something that I do like about cataloging your relationships and having some sort of, I should reach out to that person. It's been a minute, but it should not be something that you log. No. You should integrate this with iMessage or with whatever. And it should just know if I haven't texted or called this person in a while, it just starts to canker away. Yeah. Like that, I could actually see being interesting. It's, there's this guy. I like to text him every once in a while and we catch up, but man, it's been like months. Yeah. And I just forgot because of life. And if I could see that, it's like, hey, it's been a while since you reached out to this guy. I think there is some value in that. Yeah. But not, I don't want to rate the conversation. No. It's just like a reminder. So that's the first way I would say just reducing it down to that, I think would be helpful. The other thing I would add, and I think maybe I've talked about this in the past, but something that I think is a real pain point of mine, and I think it's something that Alex Bean brought to the podcast, which is like people for exchanging Christmas cards. It's like people are moving and stuff like that. Yeah. I would love an app where it was really easy and intuitive to add certain bits of information to them, interests and things they like and their kids' birthdays and stuff like that. Like stuff that I want to catalog and just tag to their thing like really easily. Yeah. And if this was like a combination of those things where it's keep in touch with your friends. And then by the way, this guy just moved to Texas. He just got a new job. And I could like maybe go and just like tag those things. Mm-hmm. That to me.
Here's the thing about where you're headed with it is, and we're all thinking the same thing, which is the only use for that kind of relationship management is business. It really is. Because if we're talking family, if we're talking better friendships, it's just, there's no need to.
It's definitely not. It's definitely not a need.
At the end of the day, it's like, how can I maintain my circle of business connections so that I'm well poised to get better jobs in the future? Really, what I think is, why doesn't LinkedIn have a internal notes feature for other people's profiles, and also like push notifications for you haven't reached out to X person in a long time?
So like a business relationship manager.
Yeah, or basically just something that kind of lays on top of LinkedIn. And as a social IQ, get back in touch with this person, or hey, this person just took a job in your area, or this person just got a new job. Yeah. Here's your previous conversation history, or something like that. Yeah. Or siphons up your related connections, and how good is your relationship with your related connections with this person, and different things like that. That's probably more valuable to me. And then, like I said, I think if we're talking, how do you have better relationships with people outside of work? I think it just shouldn't be an app. I think it should be
just do that thing. Just go and have better relationships. Like
exactly.
You will have better relationships with people that you want to just go and have those.
I don't think I need a push notification. It's, hey, you should call this person.
Yeah.
It's just not real.
It's not anything Fabric's doing right now, but clearly there's a lot to talk about in that realm. So interesting. Fabric with a Q. Okay. So I saw this ad today, oneclock.co. And I was confused, and I'm wondering what on earth this is doing being pitched to anyone. So basically, this is a clock.
What?
I know.
The first headline on the site views is sleep is great, but waking up is better. What?
So
no, waking up is the worst part.
And yeah, for real. And the ad that I got for this is, it's a clock without any Wi-Fi, without any this, without any Bluetooth. Like, can you imagine a clock without any of that stuff? That's most clocks.
Yes, exactly.
Like, what? You can so easily buy a regular alarm clock. Yeah, this looks handsome, and it's got a...
But I think even if you wanted a handsome alarm clock, you could get on Amazon and find many handsome alarm clocks.
So this is like very intentionally non-digital, and it looks like it's a clock from the 50s or something, kind of modern retro. And it basically it poises itself or builds itself to be like scientific, where your alarm goes from soft to loud and it has it's gradual and it has whatever. I don't buy any of that.
It's just nothing new. Because even alarm clocks that gradually increase in speed, like your phone can do that now with a Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah.
No snooze buttons, which sounds horrible.
Seriously.
Built to last generations with high quality components. This is the other part I wanted to read quickly from the site. So it does say, sleep is great, but waking up is better. We believe the only thing better than sleep is waking up, because that's where all the love starts.
Oh my gosh. Shoot
Which
me.
means literally nothing at all.
If I could never wake up,
If I could never wake up.
never wake up again. No, to me, I think about this a lot, where it's like sleeping great. And then once you're up, great. But that process of getting up, it is the worst. This morning, in fact, I woke up and my 3-year-old, he came out. And I usually play with him for 30 minutes before I go to work. And I laid down on the floor and he's like, Dad, are you tired? I was like, yeah, Dad's tired. He's like, you want to go to sleep? I was like, I wish, kid.
I wish so much.
I wish so much. For Dad, I have to like slowly get up. For him, he's just like up.
Which
just
is awesome.
Instantly up. It's like
I know.
up to running. Yeah. And I get it, like he's young or whatever, but man, if there's a way to really eliminate the groggy up other than we'll just eat healthy and go to bed at 9, like that's not realistic.
I wish
it's not 1 clock, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, the only thing that like really gets me out of bed is stress.
For real though,
So,
a flight the next morning, that's the only thing that'll like shoot me out of bed.
One of my jokes that I used to make a couple of years ago is I got a text from HR at like 2 a.m.
Oh no.
That was like, hey, we need to meet first thing in the morning. And I saw that at 6 o'clock. I woke up
my gosh.
and I got out of bed so freaking fast. And I was like looking at my email. I was like trying to figure out what was going on. And then later on that day, it turned out it was nothing urgent at all.
They're like, we're locked out of our Salesforce. Can you reset our password?
And I was like, honestly, I hate you for that. But on the other hand, like, how can I put that in a bottle and have that every day to get me out of bed? Because ultimately, it was a super productive day. I got out of bed. I was very awake.
It's like Inception, the kick sensation of tipping over.
That's what we need. Is our beds should be on like slanted platforms, and then when it's time to wake up, it just slats you into a bed of water, and then all of a sudden you're completely drowning.
Yeah, that is an idea. All right, let's do one more of these. You want to do tidy bite?
Yeah, let's do it. Tidbite.
Tidbit.
TIDBYT.com. These TIDBYT.
I want to love you. TID tidbit.
This is really good, Scott. Thank you. This is in the line of a lot of other products we talked about. We talked about like a train station style platform. We talked about a million different, an LED scoreboard was an idea we had on the podcast. This is another entry in that category. And essentially it's a LED grid screen that you can put on your desk, and it can display stuff like your calendar events or stock prices or a clock.
And this is about the size of a clock for thieves who aren't on the website right now.
Yeah. And it has just a really classic dot LED pattern of displaying basically anything.
Interesting.
Through an app, of course.
Yeah. So this is really interesting to me. I would love.
I know. Unfortunately, it's another waitlist product.
It's so annoying. And the only thing I also worry about is, like weather and calendar and stocks and trains and ferries. But what I want is anything. I want complete control. Like, for example, I'm a little into crypto right now. I would love a little desk thing that I could just like not have to look at my phone.
I told Scott we were not going to talk about crypto on the podcast.
I will not name specific cryptos that I'm tracking. Okay, Andre?
Yes. But for example, you could have Bitcoin on there.
Or whatever. Maybe it's Litecoin. Who knows? But, or just anything, right? Like I want to be able to track. I want to be able to have complete control. And I understand like there are some limitations there, but man, I just feel like the foray into this stuff, it's like, oh yeah, we have 3 options. It's like your calendar, and it can only be this calendar, and then whether it's only through this. And so that's not very helpful.
No.
Anyway, so if the app integration is there, I'll pay a lot for this.
I think what's so interesting to me about these products, and like I said, we've talked about so many different ones at this point, and most of them are on like a wait list, or they won't be delivered until next fall, or they're $1,000. What some company needs to do, and I hate to say this because people aren't going to be able to take advantage of it, but get something like this in freaking Best Buy, and then put it up there and then show people like how it works.
Honestly.
And because there are so many different products like this, I have to think it would just fly off the shelves.
Yeah.
If you could just have one now and see what it looks like and what it can display in person,
Totally.
then people would buy it. So get it in a place where it's accessible.
Imagine a world where, you know, that heart box thing that like you can send messages.
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine this. And so the default is a ticker or whatever the time, but then you have it programmed for just your spouse. Yeah. If they text you,
It comes.
Can you imagine? I'm on my way. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to look at your phone, just shows right there. Be so sick. Anyway.
Keep dreaming.
I'll freaking keep dreaming. Tidy bit. I would love to, if this said, hey, pre-order now for $50 or $100 on the website, put in your, why?
I know.
Anyway, I will blow a freaking vein thinking about this. All right. Do you think it's time to move to the big idea, Andre?
Let's do it.
I think it's time.
The workshop this idea.
Or the workshop big idea.
The big ideas that are workshops.
But I should say, Andre, before we get into the workshops, it's important to bring up the sponsor of the show.
Which is?
Just manscaped.com. The finest in men's grooming.
That's
you know
right.
that? They're the finest.
They are the finest in men's grooming. I can say Diego has one. I have one. Scott has one. And many of our friends have them.
Lots of our friends have them now.
And all of them say it is truly the best men's grooming razor that they've ever owned.
Yet to hear a negative like, wasn't for me.
No, really haven't.
Yeah.
Truly have not heard that yet.
So yeah. And again, if you've been living under a rock, Manscaped, it's a men's grooming razor. It's usually for downstairs. They have a whole bunch of stuff, but their main lawnmower, cleaning up downstairs, and it's great. It's no nick technology. It's waterproof. It's got a light. It's got everything you'd ever want. And yeah, you get 20% off.
Totally.
And free shipping.
I'll say, I was working, a friend messaged me and said, I need a gift for my son-in-law for Christmas. And what can I get him? And I said, manscaped.com, code STILL20, comes out to this much money. It was like $65 or something. This was like December 23rd, and she got it by Christmas.
Whoa!
Which means if you have some present exchange that's hanging over your head that you still need a gift for, get on manscaped.com.
Maybe you do a New Year's white elephant party.
Exactly. Who knows what it is? Or you have a birthday that you're just not sure. Go to manscaped.com.
I also want to mention our other sponsor,
Scipio.
We're
live.
We are live at the mill, the Scipio Mill.
That's right.
As they call it. And yeah, they have an awesome HQ. They're gracious enough to let us record here. We got a little studio that we've carved out. Mm-hmm. And they got some cool stuff for if you're in sales and you're texting clients, customers, anything to deal with texting. Like they have some pretty sweet automation and texting capabilities. Probably the smartest that I've ever seen. More to come on that. Some exciting stuff coming. But they are also sponsoring the episode.
Thanks, Scipio.
Thanks, Scipio. Okay, Andre. It's time for the workshops.
Okay.
Do you want to go first or want me to go first?
No, you go first.
Okay. So like I said, this could either be something that Elon Musk is building right now, or it could be like, this already exists, you dummy, you big dumb idiot.
Okay.
Okay. So this is let me walk you through, get in the theater of the mind if you could, even though we're in a workshop, but I'm going to paint this a little bit here.
Sure.
So over the holidays, I imagine you experienced this. And I experienced this just the other day. We were at IKEA, and we're looking for some cabinets for a laundry room and a couple other things. And we saw some front office chairs. We're like, oh, these are nice, like whatever chairs, out of stock.
Yeah.
That's annoying. Or my wife, she's I'm on the lookout for Joanna Gaines line. I can't remember what it's called, Target or Studio McGee.
Hearth and Home.
Hearth and Home. There you go.
I think so, right?
Yeah, I think so. Often that stuff, especially in Utah, is often sold out.
It's actually crazy hard to get the thing you want.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's problem number one, is that there is scarcity in some things. They kind of just come and go when they come and go. And then you have the new hot electronic scalper problem. So right now, if you were trying to buy an Xbox or PlayStation, good freaking luck, because they are impossible to get right now. So it got me thinking, Andre. Oh, the third problem is the sale problem, which is sometimes you got your eye on something and it's, oh man, if this went on sale, I would probably pick it up. But that sale may have come and gone. Maybe you just weren't looking, like you didn't get an ad for them for whatever reason. And it's, oh man, I missed the sale. So those are three problems. I'd like to circumscribe that and solve that with this one solution. And it's a solution I'd like to call Supercharge.
Okay.
Okay, so this is how Supercharge works.
Elon Musk is certainly not building Supercharge because he already built Supercharger.
This is why I think he might, because it might fit in this whole
Sure.
this whole shtick. Okay, so this is how Supercharge works. I set up a Supercharge account and I preload it with funds. And I load it up like PayPal. And I say, I'm going to put a couple $100 in my Supercharge account. And then what happens is that a company with lots of resources and access, they are now connected to all these different retailers. Because one of the problems you have with Apple Pay or PayPal is that they work here, they don't work here, they're access here, they don't have access here. Some's got to have a credit card, some you got to sign up. Oh, you got to be a guest user here. No, you got to be a real, whatever. So what you're doing with Supercharge is you're saying, here, I'm going to preload this, and then you're going to mark items. And you're going to say, if this comes in stock, buy it. If this goes on sale, buy it, and pull from my account. Now, Supercharge, they are the ones purchasing it. So they basically have probably a combination of bots and people who have basically order lists that they're like looking for. And because it's not just like some schmuck scalper in his basement, it's like an actual company with resources, they are the best at it. And because it's consumer forward, right? They're buying on behalf of people who want to buy. It's not just some guy wanting to hawk a bunch of PlayStations on eBay. I am convinced that a company like this would actually work with retailers. Like we talked about this a few weeks ago. Like, how does Best Buy solve it? If you partner with a company that is saying, hey, we will purchase this on behalf of all these different people who have basically pre-funded their accounts. Mm-hmm. Now, the way Supercharge makes money, when you're dealing with purchasing of things, especially on behalf of other people, you've got interchange. Of course, you could do a subscription to get this. You could pay a small fee. I think that there's also a credit card points model, right? You're buying stuff. Yeah. There are gas companies that work on this model or whatever. But the idea of, I don't have to be there. I don't have to think about it. All I need to know is that there are a couple $100 in my account to purchase the thing that I want to buy. And I put it in the hands of Supercharge and I say, buy it for me. And then it may take a couple weeks, it may take a couple months, but when that comes in stock, boom, I've secured one. It does a quick API call to make sure I got money in my account. They buy it with their own credit card, and either it ships to my account on file or it goes to them, and then we work out shipping in that realm. There's some logistical stuff you'd have to work out or whatever. There's some other areas that it could bleed into as well.
I get it.
But
Supercharger?
I'd call it Supercharge. You have the Lightning Network, kind of speed, quick. I know there's probably like a zillion like Insta-buy and buy now and whatever.
Yeah. Thinking about it. So are you familiar with Ticketmaster Verified Fan?
No, but.
So the reason I bring this up is because really what we're talking about is, with especially like sneakers and PS5s and all these different things, is what you're trying to avoid as a retailer and as a manufacturer and as a company. What you're trying to balance is the need to sell your product and avoid getting scalped constantly. Challenge that all e-commerce and all stores are trying to solve is, especially online, is a bunch of bots come in and they buy 500 PS5s and then they resell them on eBay. And the way that Ticketmaster Verified Fan came in and solved this, and I've only bought through Ticketmaster Verified Fan like once or twice, but essentially is you're like, when these tickets go on sale, I'm going to buy a ticket.
Yes.
And I don't know if you prepay for it or really how they verify that you're a fan.
Yeah.
But you're essentially like, I'm going to prove that I'm not a bot in advance, and then you're going to buy me the ticket when they come available. This is interesting because it allows Ticketmaster to avoid getting scalped all the time.
Yes.
And they sell a ton of tickets and allows real fans to get real tickets.
Yeah. I mean, that model.
And this is not to promote Ticketmaster because everybody knows that Ticketmaster is literally like a horrible garbage company.
Very overpriced.
But it's a similar solution. Yeah. And I imagine it's also imperfect, and people who use it all the time could probably tell me that it is. So that's why I think that there is an interesting market for what we're talking about. And I think what is also interesting is when we talk about e-commerce, what are the other words that are big problems? Like chargebacks and invalid, like validating against fraud.
Totally.
And validating credit cards. So the idea that as an e-commerce company, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy or I'm going to collect the money for the product in advance.
Yes.
Like you're going to give it to me in escrow, basically.
Yeah.
And then I, as Supercharger, I can actually go to all these different retailers that are trying to sell PS5s
and say, I got 100 people ready to buy them.
Exactly. And I'm going to give you money, and you're going to get basically all of your PS5s are going to get sold, and you're not going to have to deal with any fraud or chargebacks or invalid shipping information.
You got to think that for them,
I know there's something interesting.
There's considerable. Now, this is the other area I think it could be really cool. So you've got Supercharging, and then you have the Lightning Network.
Right.
Now, the Lightning Network says, all right, I am a sales rep for Supercharge. I'm going to go to Maverick, and I'm going to say, hey, Here's a little QR code. Anybody, they don't even need their credit card. They can pre-buy gas as long as there's money in their Supercharge account, right? Yeah. Or buy these whatever things. So now I've got a QR code it's a sticker on the back of my phone or whatever, or it's on my phone. And again, this is where it bleeds into some of these other Venmo and PayPal or whatever. But the idea that this company is proactively going out and setting up lightning stations where it's like, hey, you can just buy this right now. You don't even need your wallet. Yeah. And you can just scan your thing, it just pulls it out, and it like communicates with their point of sale or whatever. Yeah. And obviously ambitious, and maybe that's a not worthwhile thing. But I do think this idea of, you slowly bleed into these other payment portals where it's like everyone's competing for people's money, and to have something that's, hey, you can just pre-buy anything you want. Throw $1,000 in your account, and this is our whole network. If you're at 7-Eleven, you don't need your wallet. Like you can. There's something interesting about that.
There is something interesting. I think when you bleed into some of those other use cases, I think I'm like Apple Pay.
Sure.
Where I don't really need my wallet to buy anything now. And I already have money in an account. It's called my checking account. And I can just Apple Pay for anything for my checking account. I think really what the play is.
But I'm just saying you could, it's
a pre-funded account.
Yeah.
That interfaces directly with e-commerce platforms
and any big box retailer, Target, retailer. Best Buy,
exactly. And they have partnerships and relationships where they're like, we have a bunch of money that we will give you, and then we will send it to verified customers that are not bots and not scalpers, and we will give you like 100% verified transactions, and we take care of any disputes or whatever.
They could even handle fulfillment if you wanted to. If that's a huge burden on whatever the store, great. Send us. We'll send it to them. They'll pay a small fee or whatever. Yes. Anyway,
Supercharge. I think good idea. I think the parts that I don't know is one. I'm not a person that does this.
Right.
Like I don't hunt for things that are constantly out of stock. Things just come to me.
The scenario that brought this up is there are these couches called nugget couches.
Yes, nugget. Another huge topic right now. Because they're basically scalping nugget couches. Honestly, people buy them and then they resell them.
It's crazy, right?
I know.
And I happened to get an email like at 11 p.m. or something like that. It was like, hey, we're going to open up another round and you have to basically log in and order at 7 a.m. Eastern. It was something crazy. And so I happened to see that email, and I happened to be awake when it logged in. So like on my way, I like really quickly grabbed one because I happened to see the email. Like, there's a million different.
You got a nugget couch?
Why? Yeah, I have one secured, so it's coming in. It's coming in February.
Yeah. Wow.
But I would not have gotten one had I not seen that email.
Totally.
It would have just been so nice to be like, here.
Yeah, I have it. I already have it selected in my Supercharger. What are we calling it? Supercharge. I already have it selected in my Supercharge, so I know if they ever become available that
it's already paid.
Money will be It's already paid for. Because that's how confident I am that I want one. And also, can we just note like how plugged in I am to culture? Scott and I act like we're so different.
I know.
Like he's a urban dad, and I'm a
usually nuggets are like for like it's like for kids.
I know. And what I'm saying, isn't it cool that I'm plugged into your life?
You are plugged in. He's all right. What's your workshop, Andre?
Okay, so this is a completely different vein. And I also...
When's the last time you were at Jack in the Box?
What did I see at Jack in the Box the other day that I was like, that looks so good? There's some menu item at Jack in the Box that does look really good.
I love Jack. It's really a travesty. There's not a Jack in the Box in Salt Lake, Utah
Here's the
County.
thing, is you can't whine about stuff that's not in Salt Lake anymore because at this point, almost everything's in Salt Lake.
Not Jack in the Box.
Not Jack in the Box.
And not Panera.
We are getting a Panera at the airport. I just saw a sign for it.
I'm going to travel more
So there
now.
will be Qdoba and Panera will both be restaurants.
I think there's a Shake Shack there too.
But we can get Shake Shack in Salt Lake now. Anyway,
sorry.
So that is the fast food segment of the show. The next segment of the show is Andre's app idea. Are you familiar with, have we talked about this before? Choose Your Own Adventure books.
Yeah.
Where it's like you go to page 3 and then it tells you.
I used to, I remember, I have a vivid memory of being in whatever, 4th grade or whenever you would read Choose Your Own Adventures and having all 10 of my fingers in 10 different avenues to be like, okay, which one did I want? Okay, no, that's not the right one. And then be like, oh, this is the right way.
Exactly. and they were really fun. And the books were always like really not that thick.
No, they're usually the ones I did were always, I think, like Goosebumps or something like that.
Yeah, and I think they shared a couple of like common paths and stuff like that. But I've been thinking a lot about choose your own adventure books, and I'm going to tell you the reason why, but I don't want that to narrow your view of what's possible.
Okay.
So I've been kicking around in my head a Star Wars fan fiction idea, which sounds crazy, but I basically have like developed like this full Star Wars novel in my head.
Is this? Oh, okay. So this isn't because of that Slack conversation about you ghostwriting for me and you putting
no, I haven't already. No, that's a completely unrelated idea. But I do like that idea, and we should talk about it more later. No, I have this, and if for no particular reason other than just I like Star Wars a lot. Yeah. I like a couple of deep areas of the canon of Star Wars. So I just came up with this idea for a cohesive Star Wars plot.
Yeah, like I did with Harry Potter. The one that picture. Maybe you don't remember. Maybe you were in a blur when I sent you.
Oh, I don't remember, but I don't like being accused of being in a blur either. Anyway, to keep us on track, I have this idea for a Star Wars, but not really a novel, because really what I would love the most is for it to be like a game, right?
Sure.
Where it's like there are many different paths you can take and different things you can build and stuff like that.
Which era of Star Wars are we talking here for the nerds?
Pre the Old Republic, so like
KOTOR.
Yes, exactly, KOTOR. Because I love KOTOR, and I think those stories are really neglected.
Sure.
Even anyway, Star Wars nerd stuff.
Pre the prequels.
I was like, I can't really make a game. I don't really think that what I want is a novel. And I was like, but what about choose your own adventure? So I landed there. I was like workshopping. What would that look like? What would that look like? Because the limitation of a choose your own adventure book is it's really, they're always very thin.
Right. It's
like it can only take so many
pages.
Mm-hmm. And then I was like, this should be like, what if it was on your phone? And it's okay, now this is like an app or a web app idea. But then where I landed is, why isn't there an app that allows, like, the same way that there's like all these fan fiction sites and like places, not necessarily fan fiction, but all the places to post your writing on the internet.
Sure.
Is why isn't there an app that's built for choose your own adventure type stories?
Okay.
Where it's like, on the app side, on the creator side, there's like an intuitive interface to join pieces or chapters together. It's like they click here, go here, which is very intuitive to me.
Sure.
Anybody can visualize what it looks like in your head. But then it's also like it's both a reader and a creator app, where it's like creators are creating choose your own adventure stories, and then viewers are sifting through stories that are interesting to them and giving them a try and like going down the path and then potentially returning to them when they're interested again.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it might make any sense.
No, so let me see if this is because it seems like there's two ideas here. So there's a traditional choose your own adventure story, which is, all right, it's 100 pages. And once you get to page 5, it's like, all right, now do you want to attack the Wookiee or do you want to run and hide? Page 29, attack the Wookiee, 200. So that's one idea. Like, you could make your own, there's that, right? But it sounds like what you're wanting is something that's a lot broader, which I think is more interesting, where basically, say maybe I wrote a novel, and what if you were able to basically take fan fiction from all these other people and then loosely connect it in the story kind of in the middle. Oh. And then you say, it's like, all right, welcome to this era or whatever. Do you want to go talk to this guy or this gal? And if you talk to this guy, then you go to Scott's story and you have a whole fanfic down that lane. If you're like, I'm not really gelling with this, at any point you can like hop back into your ship and go to a different planet. And then you can say, oh, actually, I want to go talk to this. And the smuggler takes you here, and that takes you to this other person. And maybe it gets you in a time machine that takes you, whatever. Right. So you're basically building like a story hub for all these other...
Yeah, I do like where your head's at.
That's also just where I was thinking of.
And it would be cool. It's like, so you get to page 5 and there's attack the Wookiee or run and hide. And then you're like, actually, it would be better if there was a third option that's like befriend the Wookiee.
Sure.
And then you go and you write all the stuff that trails from there. And then potentially other people tune in, and from one of your choices that's down the befriend the Wookiee path.
Oh, okay. So this
like, I want to branch out from here.
This is like a collaborative choose your own adventure.
No, this is what we've come up with. The original idea is really it's just a app for choose your own adventure books, where there's a side where you can go and read books, and then they also have this really great platform
for building your own.
Yes,
so you can have basically a library. It's Diego just made one. This is 100 pages also, and it's contained.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah.
So that's idea 1, which I think is a good idea.
Yeah. I think it would have legs.
Yeah, totally. And there's idea 2, which is, hey, what if you made Choose Your Own Adventure, but it's basically connecting you to people writing more substantial fan fiction, but you are basically being if you just read their synopsis at first, you wouldn't be into it. But if you like slowly got into the realm and you're like, maybe I do want to learn more about Princess whoever.
Yeah.
You go over here and they go down that road. And then there's the third one, which I actually really like a lot, which is, all right, you're building this community Choose Your Own Adventure, and you're starting with a template, like, all right, here's a general narrative. And then at any point I can log on and I can say, or option 3, and then I can add a couple different variables. And then somebody else can hop onto my variables and say, well, actually, if you do this, I'm going to connect you all the way to Diego's. He has a story over here I think is really more interesting. So if you did that, you'd end up here. You'd end up here.
Yeah.
And I made it
pretty dope.
That would be cool.
And I would also say, just like for note, is I don't think either of us actually read fan fiction. Do you read? You don't. No. I do not read fan fiction. I just have this Star Wars idea. Okay. Yeah. But what I do think, not knowing this for sure, but I think that fan fiction people would be really into that idea.
I do wonder what's the fan fiction? But I think,
I know they churn it out. Like they literally can't stop writing fan fiction. So I have to think that they would like an environment where they could collaboratively form these paths and narratives.
Well, I think something like this is a little more, any one of these ideas I think is a little, it's a gateway probably. Yeah. Where like, if it's like, hey, you want to read this? If somebody came to me and was like, hey, I wrote some fanfic for fill in the property, I'd be like, probably not. Yeah. But if somebody's like, hey, there's this really cool thing where like somebody told a story, but then there's all these branching paths and you can go, that sounds cool. And it is fanfic, but it's maybe not labeled that way.
Yeah.
I'm into that. Because I think you could do it not just to Star Wars. I think you do it to all sorts of properties.
No doubt. I don't know. Those are some fan fiction based ideas.
There's a couple good ideas there. I like
some Choose Your Own Adventure.
Some Choose Your Own Adventure.
We don't really often go into the realm of like art as a medium.
Yeah.
But that's maybe one idea.
And the thieves can choose their own adventure of those ideas.
Exactly.
Whichever one.
Now it's a Choose Your Own Adventure from here, Thieves.
Thieves, we want to hear from you. So Supercharge and the Choose Your Own Adventure, the myriad of ideas we talked about there, which resonate with you. Send us an Instagram. Send us an email, idea@gostealthisidea.com.
Visit our website, www.gostealthisidea.com.
And
find our Instagram or Facebook. Or
Twitter. Share us with your friends. That always helps a lot. We appreciate you. Or if you want to support the show, Patreon. There's links to that basically everywhere, but you can chip in $1 a month. Shout out to Kyle Cano and Mary Hickman recently engaged with us on our Patreon. We forgot to shout her out as a super fan, but she is one.
She is.
Speaking of super fans, Andre, I want to end with a little mailbag. And boy, do I have some good mailbag for you.
Really?
Super fan Catherine Porter has submitted several ideas.
Really?
For us to discuss.
No way.
Yes.
Scott has not told me about this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually truly stunned.
So, this is from Catherine Porter. Let's go. We'll see how many we can get through here with the time that we have. Idea number 1. And I think these are all holiday themed. So, Gingerbread and Co. So this is holiday candy specifically made for gingerbread houses. This is much more than gingerbread kits. This is a beautiful assortment of candy that would make beautiful windows, shingles, Christmas decor, etc. And then another product that would accompany this would be that hot sugar glue that Andre mentioned. To make your gingerbread house as solid as rock, all you have to do is heat up the bag. She says probably better additions to a company that already makes candy unless you expand to other holidays, though a lot of people do gingerbread houses. Case in point, those gingerbread house kits. What are your thoughts? Gingerbread and Co.
I think a great idea, actually. And I actually think that you don't necessarily have to be a candy maker to execute on this idea, because really what it is an exercise in curation.
Yes.
Because you're going and finding the right candy for a really great gingerbread house, where these gingerbread kits are full of really junk.
Awful candy.
Yeah. Awful candy that doesn't look good. It forms roughly something that resembles a gingerbread house.
Yeah.
But it's certainly not attractive.
My sister, we have a family chat, and she asks what are our go-to gingerbread candies. Have we talked about this?
No.
What are your what are 2 or 3 of your, these will always be on my houses.
Gumdrops. Gumdrops are
solid.
Classy, and they look good. Gumdrops with the sugar on top.
Yeah.
Pretzel sticks.
Okay.
Must have. It's hard to, I don't know.
Gummy bears?
Skittles. No. Gummy bears. No.
So Necco wafers is a must have. It's a good
shingle. Exactly.
And snow caps. We do a lot of snow caps. And then I think marshmallows are another.
Yeah.
Usually there. Plus, yeah, much plus.
But I think that there is, if you were to look, I think there is probably some very luxurious looking
Sure.
candy.
Yeah, and I think I
would
really
look good, and you could ultimately generate a very classy, nice looking gingerbread.
And I think when we talked about last time is a lot of times the base is, I don't want to get a kit. I use gingerbread. I use graham crackers. It's, hey, we fit with anything. Yeah. You buy the candy kit, and then you just go buy whatever base that you're bake
you
whatever.
Make it your own. You can buy something at the grocery store. Who cares?
But like you can buy, and you can say, hey, this is for one person, or this is for a group of 4, whatever. I think that's a good idea.
Good idea.
Second idea. This is a company called Wrapped. A company that comes into a business and does your Christmas wrapping for you. Companies hire you to come in as a service to their employees. Employees sign up for a time slot, bring in all the gifts, and bam, you are done with Christmas wrapping. No more staying up in the wee hours of the morning. This idea comes from her friend, Julie Carvalho. If anyone wants to take and run with it, she will partner with you.
This is a good idea.
It's surprising.
Honest to Lord, this is a good idea.
It's surprising this doesn't exist.
Yeah, because so Scott and I and Diego as well have worked at these tech companies that they bring in dental hygienists, they bring in all these different things. And wouldn't it be just amazing if they were like, there's a present wrapping day, they pay for it.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Bring in all your gifts and they'll wrap them all day.
And they'll look great.
Man. And because there are several times
we would 1,000,000% use that.
Oh yeah, easily.
And we would send, if you send us a link to it, we'd send it to our HR person and be like, get these people in.
100%. And like I can think of so many scenarios, and it's not just Christmas, but it's probably like the number one.
We should do this next. We should honestly do this next Christmas.
I can just think of so many scenarios where I'm going to run out during lunch and grab a present for my wife because that's the time to get it. It's like when you're not at home with them.
Yeah.
When you're at work, when you're able to sneak away for a minute, grab something, or like you're able to go to the store on the way to work, and this week only, Wrapped, it's going to be there. Andre's texting someone.
No, I'm setting a reminder for October 1, which I think is about the right time to start this idea.
Yeah.
And it says Christmas present idea.
Yeah.
And
well, you should partner with
I'm going to put together a website.
Julie Carvalho.
And then I'm going to email like 100 local HR business partners in the Salt Lake Valley area. And then I'm going to solicit a bunch of 16-year-olds.
Oh, honestly.
And they're going to watch like a training course on how to wrap presents. That's going to be the first thing I do. So there's an army of people that are down to go wrap presents.
Yeah.
And then I'll like schedule it for like college winter break or something for all the different offices. Be super easy. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a bunch of like gift baskets and be like, so then at point of wrapping, we can be like, also, if you need something for your neighbor or wife,
that is
or
money idea.
Then people would buy it. I know people would buy it. If it was at your office,
oh my gosh.
They're like, also, hey, we just wrapped your present. And also, if you want to give us $30, here's a box of chocolate that you can take to your neighbor.
Also, you could, even if you just said, this is the hottest toy right now. This is a great thing for a wife. This is a great thing for us. You could have 5 gifts.
Totally.
In a bag, just like you just have. Hey, if you want to get them this thing that's like universally liked.
Universally adored. That we were able to get way in advance.
Or like neighbor gifts, for example.
Yes,
like
neighbor gift.
Here's a collection of hot chocolates that like, it's like, it sells itself.
Neighbor gifts would fly off the shelves.
It's all perfect.
If it was at your office and you didn't have to go to Walmart to find the neighbor gift, people would die for it.
Catherine, Julie, great idea. Do we want to save these other ones or do we want to
save the others? Because we're doing a back-to-back episode tonight.
Okay. Thieves. Let us know your thoughts.
I wish that I had that one earlier. I love that idea.
It's a great idea. We want to hear from you. We appreciate you tuning in, listening. We love you, the Thieves. That's going to do it for the episode. Thanks again to Scipio for hosting us. We love you. We appreciate you. We'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.
Use Scipio, the #1 engagement tool for sales teams that want more responses, appointments, and conversations. Message your leads and customers where they are, on their phone, I'm not talking about phone calls. We're talking about true one-to-one texting. Use the code STEAL at Scipio.com for 2 free licenses. Use the code STEAL at Scipio.com for 2 free licenses. See you later, thieves.